It's day 194, the happiness of the little girl. On the morning of Eid, the children were joyful. They were running here and there in new garments and colorful dresses. The Prophet, who was watching them with pleasure, caught sight of a little girl. This little girl was in a corner crying. The poor little baby did not have shoes on her feet. Her dress was torn and patched. The Prophet was sad to see this. He approached her and asked her, "My little daughter, why are you crying on this day of celebration?" The little girl, her head bowed, answered, "I remembered my father. That is why I am crying. The last day of celebration we had, he was with us, but not any longer. He went to the war with the Prophet. He never returned. They said he was martyred. I have missed him very much. That is why I am crying." The heart of the Prophet trembled with mercy. He caressed the head of this little girl and told her, "Wipe your tears, my daughter. Raise your head. Look at what I am going to tell you." The little girl was curious about the owner of this voice filled with love. Wiping her tears, she raised her head. As soon as she saw the Prophet in front of her, she recognized him. The Prophet himself was right next to her. Looking into her eyes with love, he said, Would you like me to be your father from now on? Let Aisha be your mother and Fatima be your older sister. What would you say?" The little girl, surprised and overjoyed, did not know what to say. She stopped crying, knowing that the person to whom she was complaining was the Prophet. She was a little embarrassed. The Prophet was expecting an answer from her. Nodding her head gently, she said, "Yes." The Prophet held this little girl by the hand and they set out together. She held the beautiful hand of the Prophet firmly. When they arrived at home, the Prophet told everyone what had happened. The Prophet's wife Aisha and his daughter Fatima lovingly hugged the little girl. They gave her a bath, they combed her hair, they dressed her in a nice dress and put jewelry around her neck. They put beautiful scented perfume on her. They fed her. They put some pocket money into her pocket. One could not recognize this child as the same girl in torn clothes who had been crying a moment ago. With the help of the Prophet, she had become a different child. She was smiling. Happily, she left home and went among the children playing outside. The children could not recognize her. She was so happy and joyful, they couldn't help but ask, "What happened to you? Why are you so happy?" "I also have a father now," she said. "And he is such a father that there is no one equal to him in the whole wide world." She said, "Wouldn't anyone who has such a father be happy? I have a mother now full of love and compassion. Her name is Aisha. I also have an older sister who combs my hair and dresses me in beautiful clothes. Her name is Fatima. That is why I'm so happy." The children whose hearts were beating with love of the Prophet wished they could be blessed like this little girl. They shared her joy from the bottom of their hearts.